Welcome to episode 9 of Daryl Show Your Work. And in this episode, we're going to dive even further into obfuscation by exploiting alternate data streams. And to give a bit of a background on alternate data streams, basically when you create a file, you have two streams of data that are created. You have your regular data stream, which is, think about the input that you would put inside of a word processing file, like the words and everything, and then you save it. That's your regular data stream. And then you have your resource data stream, which contains the metadata, which is, for those who don't know, metadata is data about data. So this is the data that you'll find that describes the size of the file, the date it was created, the format. That's the metadata. So what what this exploit does is that you could take a malicious file or exe file and you can replace that resource stream with something malicious. So every time someone goes to click on a legitimate process or a legitimate like application or file, every time they click on that, they're actually executing a malicious payload. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So and it gives give my usual disclaimer. This is for research purposes only, ethical purposes. So any malicious intent with this, I hold no responsibility on it, and this is to simply to show how this is done and to potentially for researchers to know how to prevent attacks like this, because awareness helps. All right, so I'm going to start by opening my command prompt by typing in CMD inside of the search bar. All right, and then I'm going to see. Hold on, give me a minute. Let's see. Oh no, I had that going. Okay. All right. Thought I was in the wrong thing. All right. So we're gonna see CD desktop. All right. All right. So now that we're in our desktop, I'm going to start to create a just a normal text file. So to do this, I'm gonna just use the notepad application to write a simple text file. So we're gonna call this text. Test. Well, let's do test.txt. All right, and then when I open it, it should tell me that nothing's inside. And do I want to create a new file? And I'm gonna say yes. All right, so I'm gonna just put a simple message in here like "Hello world," and then I'm gonna say "File," and then "Save." All right, so as you can see, if you look over to the left, it's on my desktop here. All right, so the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to right click on this file, and I'm going to show you what I mean by metadata here. So I went to properties, and I'm gonna go to details. So this is your metadata, and this is what the resource stream consists of. This type of data. So this is the data that we're gonna. This is the resource stream that provides this. This is what we're going to be exploiting. But this is what typically what metadata is: the name, the path, date created, date modified, a computer owner name, things of that nature. Okay, so we're going to delete this file that I just created, and to do that, del test.txt. All right, now that file is gone. So this time we're going to recreate it, but we're going to recreate this file but also we're going to create a file that replaces the resource data stream. So in order to do that, I'm gonna go to Notepad again. Then write test.txt. All right, but this time instead of hitting enter, I'm going to do colon, and then I'm going to create another document attached to this called secret.txt. All right, and so what I'm gonna do when I hit enter, we're going to create this text file, and it's going to be hidden within the test.txt file. So we're not going to be able to see it. We're not going to you're going to see that the system's not going to really even be able to pick it up. So I'm gonna hit enter. As last time it's telling me that, hey, we can't find this file. Do you want to create it? I'm gonna say yes. All right. And then let's see. Inside of it, I'm going to write, this is hidden. All right. I'm going to file, save, and then I'm going to exit out. All right. So let's click inside test and let's see what's inside this file. Let's see if we can see that message that we just made. We can't. And the reason why we can't is because when I clicked on this, it's showing that regular data stream. And so based upon the regular data stream, we never put any information into test.txt, but we did secret.txt, but there's nothing here, and there's no indication that there's even a secret txt. All right, so to go further into this, let's check out our directory and see what the directory says. So in order to do that, I'm gonna hit dir. All right, so as we can see here, that we can see our test.txt file, but it has 0 bytes associated with it. So it's showing that, hey, there's nothing inside of this file, but we know that we just created a secret.txt file. But again, this is what I meant by the system can't even pick up that resource stream in order to be able to detect, that hidden file. All right, so this time I'm going to add text inside of the file. So I'm going to do notepad test.txt. Sorry, no, we're going to do test. It's going to create a completely different file by do that. All right, hit enter. All right, into my blank document. You see I didn't get that message this time because, of course, our file exists. So this time I'm going to write inside of here, this is visible. All right, so I'm going to hit file and then save. All right. All right, so in order for us, let's say we wanted to check on our secret.txt file, but again, there's no indication that it exists. So how do we get back to it? How do we check on it? How do we see that it's still there? Let's do notepad test.txt colon secret.txt. All right, let's see what happens. and it brought back up our secret file here that was hidden inside the resource data stream. So, I mean, that's the basic gist of how it works. So, if you use your imagination in this example, we use just a simple text file. But in a more real world example, what an attacker can do, let's say they got into your system, they could have their own. They could create their own payload or download their own payload system, sticking inside of a legitimate file, or create a file that looks legit. You click on that file, and you're executing a malicious executable, and it's very hard for your system to pick that up, because once it's attached to the resource stream, if you do a simple directory search, that file's not gonna appear. All right, so this was an example of how an alternate data stream can be exploited. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. And most importantly, show your work. And until next time, take care of yourself, and God bless.